To those who have been in threesomes, what was it like? Okay, 100% if you have a threesome, don't be with you and you're so. It's cool when it's like a friends with benefits thing and they want it to, but man, it will fuck up a relationship. Awkward. I'm male, along with one other male and one female. I didn't know the guy, but the female was a colleague. The worst part for me was she kept trying to kiss me after she had sucked his dick. Also, the amount of sweat he was producing, then transferring over me and her. Whenever I think of it, I just cringe. I was 17, and my best friend, at the time, and another guy friend got me super drunk and had discussed the threesome beforehand without my knowledge. I don't remember much of it. If I were to do another threesome, I'd want to be sober. I'd want to do it with people I felt safe with and set some guidelines first. Preferably by people, so there's no awkward fear of touching each other. Very different experiences each time. Woman was about 15-ish years older than me. I was young, and very shy about it all, very self-conscious. I was far more into her than her husband. Oh lol, it worked out. Very nice people. The total fantasy woman really into me, guy very cute and nice. After though, I went into the bathroom to put back on my dress and it got way too tangled up lol. Kinda funny, looking back. Guy turned out to be a coke dealer. He was very nice though, just kinda weird I guess. The woman was cool, really into it, but we didn't do a whole lot, honestly, more like making out. This one was pretty weird. The woman was a doctor, MD, but did coke lol again, very strange. She was nice, but it was mostly me and her BF that time, not her so much. 2 weeks or so after this he texted me wanting to hook up again, but when I asked if his lover would be there he acted like he didn't remember her. Haha. Very weird. Cool experiences, I guess, though looking back to kinda think I made too big a deal about it all. As corny as it sounds, I really do prefer being in a loving long-term relationship, now marriage, with someone. I'm a woman, BTW, if that matters. All the pleasure from them is from everyone being on the same page. Any other type feels forced or feeble. Long story short. In a small bar, favorite hangout for a while. Slow night, maybe 12 inside. 22 meters, got bored and went to the back room, pool table and 3 video games, and extension of the bar. I had been playing Galago for a while when the couple came in and began playing pool. She was gorgeous but she was with someone, so I was only looking. After a while she approached me while I was playing and started asking questions. Name? Alone? Etc. Reached over, grabbed my dick. Is this your cock? I froze. Boyfriend ? Husband? Was 10 feet away. She smiled and told me to join them when I was done. I finished my game and joined them. Introductions, round of pool. She was an absolute flirt. I was clueless. Short skirt, bending over to show me, rubbing on me, whispering in my ear while he took a shot. Me scared to death because he was right there. I didn't get it until it was her shot, across the table, and he reached over and began to feel her up while she was bent over. Well, they are together. She looked me in the eyes while she was enjoying that. After a second I realized they were both staring at me and smiling. Then I got it. What followed was a MMF threesome in the back room, lasted about 30 to 40 minutes. This wasn't their first time, and they were really comfortable with it. Me? Shocked, confused, trying to figure out the catch, absolute amazement. One of the most exciting times in my life. Gave them my number, and they called me once, but that night was the last time I saw either of them. That was almost 40 years ago. Like with just 2 people, only more moving parts. Fun if everyone is into it. Also, not always destructive to do in a relationship if everyone is on the same page, despite what others here have said. I have had a few with my so +1/2/3 other people, and we're still going strong. I sometimes enjoy fully protected DP only MFMS with guys I like who DK me or each other. They are always different with different people but totally exciting. BC of that. Me and my best buddy that asked my ex-GF as a joke and expected to get her angry or getting blocked, asked via text. Half an hour later we were fucking here lol 10/10ths would do again. They were great. Threesomes are freaky hot and swapping partners were great till the other couple's wife started cheating on her husband. But as long as both husband and wife are connected with each other perfectly then threesomes are hot. My first wife and I had a few until she met one of her exes and left me. But then my new wife and I had several, including my ex-wife for 4 years. Hated it. I thought it would be arousing, but I ended up being jealous of my girl enjoying pleasure from another person. And I felt guilty getting pleasure from another. Will never do it again. It's fun, especially if someone is directing traffic. Last one I had, the gals were friends and weren't into each other, so they just took turns and the one not actively getting action kind of cheered us on and made suggestions what to do. Good times. Usually the girls have to be into each other or shit gets weird trying to manage emotions. Was great. We all were perfectly in sync. It was so great that me, myself and I stuck together for life. I answered a question similar to yours in this post 3 times. One was amazing and just randomly happened and the other 2 were really a bit disappointing. Too much planning and made it a bit awkward. Everyone's experience is going to be different, but in general a threesome can be a very enjoyable and rewarding experience. It can be exciting and new to spice up your sex life, but depending on the situation it can also be nerve-wracking if it's your first time. It's important to talk openly and communicate your boundaries beforehand to ensure everyone is comfortable. It can be a lot of fun if all parties are on the same page and ready to be adventurous. Fun for us and for the relationship. Tried it twice with 2 girls and 5 times 2 dudes. Sometimes a little jealousy and weirdness afterwards, but mostly just fun. I've been in a few. Here is my experience. It was very difficult to decide who wanted what, and that kind of ruined the experience a little bit. But other than that, they are absolutely fantastic. Only downside is that it ruins relationships. One of my exes actually said that the other girl was way better, and that's why he left me. Also a higher STD risk, but if everyone has protection it should be fine. Bucket list item checked off. FFM, incredibly hot and sweet. Looks like we're all trying for child number 2 soon, so can't wait for the next one. Really fun because there was communication about things first, like who was okay with what and what was desired. It was alright. I was really shy, so I probably would have enjoyed myself more if I'd participated more, but I was so body shy that I just slipped out to grab some snacks after I made out with the guy and let the girl jerk me off. We cuddled after though and went and got pizza, so it's all good. When it works, it's fucking awesome. However, getting it to work is not fucking easy at all. Requires a ton of communication. It requires whichever 2 people of the same sex are involved to not get jealous, possessive, etc. It also requires the acceptance that someone might need to stop or rest for a moment here and there, because doing all that shit while turned on can get tiring. When it doesn't work, it sucks and tends to make people wonder what the big deal is. It was wonderful. In each of the situations I was in, one of the women was one of my girlfriends and the other woman was a friend of hers. There wasn't any interaction between the 2 women. There was probably more oral than anything else. When I was tending to one, the other was tending to me, and then we sort of rotated. Was awesome at first but ended with grief. My girlfriend and her friend, who my GF knew I found hot, planned it and surprised me after a night out. They had even bought matching underwear. It was all going swimmingly until my GF decided I was giving her friend too much attention and then flipped out. Almost ended the relationship. Worth it though, smile. Was fun. My best friend F and the mother of my children all drunk, lots of titties to play with, lots of fun position combos. If with the right people, can be a good experience. Really awkward, and while I do enjoyed the company of both men and women, I felt super out of place. Very much like a third wheel. Totally depends on the people. Can be more fun if none of the people have had sex before. Instead of a couple adding a third, it makes the experience more exciting and equal. Bunch of different situations, but there's usually 10 minutes at the very end where everyone just goes pack rat and tries to come as sap. Like magic or something. This is my first Reddit comment, but it started off like gangbusters, and ended with a lot of consoling in a hipster motel bathroom. I was calling the rallying cry of a man possessed, and she was in tears wanting the nightmare to end. The final result was a very awkward car ride the next morning to the airport, followed by my transmission giving up, like the effort of the relationship. As I was exiting the airport drop-off, 10/10ths would do it again. Glad it will never be with the same people. Sobriety was not a factor. It depends. Are we talking two guys and a girl, or two girls and a guy? Either way, it might be fun once or twice when you are young and high as balls. But overall, I'd prefer the attention of one person. Do not try to have a threesome with your partner. This is a single activity. If you do it with your partner, it will ruin the relationship. Hell, just talking about it can. Hire 2 or more prostitutes. Profit. Not as great as you're thinking. It was FFM, and no matter how much you try to not make anyone the third wheel, is going to happen a lot. Most people aren't good at doing 2 things at once, so one of those things is going to be very, very mediocre at best when you try. The best way to keep track and stay safe is with a book. Check out my book. My name is Sin for a digital copy.